Welcome to a new test and teardown video. Here is something completely different, I think. Real vintage equipment in a wooden box. How about that? And I haven't yet figured out exactly what to call this, but I think it is a test set for Condensers Electrolytic Type B. Whatever that is. Okay, we know what electrolytic capacitors they are, right? But it is very, very old and special. So how is this working? What can it do? And what is all this? I mean, we got a big hole here, and it looks like somebody put some tape over this hole. So this is something. We got a lid we can open, and there's another label there we're gonna have a little look at in a minute. But first, let's have a little closer look to this label here. See, this one says C mines. So it is the mine section of the Royal. This is the Royal sign, right? And then it says, what is this? A PR28. A test equipment for electrolytic capacitors or something like that. What about that mines section? And this ST Teardown is, of course, the area. So there was a big fort there in the old days. What else we got here? We got some motor and this adjustment spot. There's a lamp. So there's something that rotates, a pulsating lamp, something. Voltage calibrate, and here you put your condenser. Here at the back we got mains input 230 to 250. Is this a volts? Okay, it is 50 hertz, good. And then we got 4 volts or 12 volts, either. And that is probably an input, right? We got another one here, FSA KOR, I don't know what that is, but this is, of course, again, ST Teardown. That is the area of this special location. And here is the top label, where it says a little bit more. Apparatus testing electrolytic condensers. So there's a, what is that? Stamp number. Manufacturer AV some. I can't really read exactly what that says. AW and company, right? And the serial number is number 1. How about that? Oh yeah, I forgot to show this. What is this? So there's, of course, this lid. Oh, we can see some spiders and good things living in there. But there's another one. We can probably open. How is that? Oh, okay. Then we can open here. And it's all black inside because there's some sort of rotating light and stuff. And there's a hole. Ah, look at that. You pull out something here and you stick it in. This is how you can open and close this. So the idea is you can look in here and see that it's operating. And then you open and close that. Yes, that is definitely. And then this got lost or broken and then you just use some tape. Okay. Now I figured that out. I don't know if you can see this, but there is a little bit of nasty fungus all over the place. And it also smells like a dead animal. So I don't know, I'm gonna get a complaint in a minute when my wife shows up. Oh, there's a little spider visiting here. Ugh. What else have we got? So this is something that rotates time. Time switch. Interesting. Down here is probably a detector or the bulb. Let's look a little bit at this label here. Set number 1, huh? We got all sorts of suspension number. What exactly is that? Resistance and periodic time. So it's testing something for 1 second. deflection, what is that? Microphone amp, millivolt drop, blah, 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 blah. I don't exactly understand how this is working, but so far what I can see is this has to be the lamp, because there's a little hole here, and see what is down there. Oh, there's even a new lamp. So this was taped. Oh, this is even has exactly the right number. See, FLS, KOR, and FSA, and then 6 volts and how many amps and whatnot. So this is the bulb that goes in here, and it probably says, oh, this is how you can set 0. So you can this is probably how you open and close how much light you want, because it's not going up here. Oh. I want to unscrew this and let's have a look. So this is the bulb assembly, and the idea is you can just pull these apart, and this is, yeah. Oh, what? There's a short, so you can prevent the light from going on. Why do we have this? That is a little bit interesting. And then, or is this the detector maybe? I'm a little bit curious to figure out what is this. And then we have the other little optical device down there that goes here. And then you have, oh yes you can. So there's a mark or some, I don't know, something here. Can't even read exactly what this says. And resistors are, yeah, that's just some resistors in a socket. And then all the switches we have already seen on the front. Somebody cut all those wires for, oh, that is why they cut them. They are completely falling apart. This is, ooh, yoy, yoy. Look at that, dangerous, huh? So of course, somebody cut this to prevent powering up this unit, because this is mains entry. And this is what happens with this type of plastic or isolation. It just goes absolutely bad. So this is probably mains input for this timer motor switch. I think we should try and see if we can get this unit out. We'll probably just pull these. Yeah, let's try and look inside here. Also, I want to show the other little optical device. So this is the other side. Maybe we can, let's see if we can get the camera in here and see if this is where the bulb is. Is there any? Yeah, look at that. Oh, there's some little mirror thingy going on. But I can't really see if there's a bulb in there somewhere. But this part here, what exactly is going on here? Oh, look at the angle. So maybe this is, look what happens here. There's an angle to this. It goes up here, right? And this is a little, there's a magnet. So this is a galvanometer, isn't it? And then the deflection. This is why you have a shorting, so that you don't, so this is good for a stable, when you're moving the unit. Aha, and then you are moving this little mirror, and then the detector is actually, you look with your eyes through this hole here, and then you see the time of deflection depending on the size of your capacitor, right? It has to be something like that. Oh, wow, a manual readout thingy, or maybe you shine this on the wall or somewhere, you know, a couple of meters away, and then you get the dot on something. Or this part here is half transparent. So they put on, and this was broken, so they put on some transparent tape, and then you look at that to see what is going on. We need to power this up and see if we can get a dot on this, and then we will get some deflection. We need to at least show something, right? What the heck is this unit? And then you open here and you can service this. I don't want to mess around with this, because you see, this, we got some adjustments, and they clearly made it so you can bend this and fix this, so you Probably when you replace the bulb. Let's see if this bulb is working. Maybe you have seen this, and maybe you already commented on the video. Why the heck didn't I see this? Can you see what I'm talking about? Here we go. It is right here. Let's pull this one out. Ta-ta! And here is the scale. Why is this so heavy? And there's another one. Oh, what the? This is... Look at that. Scale. So this is the sensor in microamps. And here is some other calibration point for the deflection. It needs to be right there. How nice is this? We really found this. And it's the other way around. Okay, how cool. So the idea is just stick this in. Ta-da! And there you have it. How can this work? Look at that. How do you know where it's supposed to be? I mean, you could spend 1,000,000 hours calibrating. I mean, why is there a hole in the other side? It should have been closed, right? I mean, you will never put it in the middle. You can never know. This is a little bit dumb, isn't it? There's something that I'm missing here that I haven't yet figured out. Maybe there's supposed to be a mark or something. Well, I can't know everything. So here is 6 volts to the bulb unit. And you can't see this, so I got a piece of paper here. Look at that. So the bulb is working, but see, it's not hitting the right spot. So there's a hole. It is, of course, out of focus as always. But down here is a hole. Look where the hole is, and look where the light is shining, not into the hole. So I will now try and see if I can move the light unit so that it will hit. It's shining like that. So I think I will put a little piece of paper there, and then I will sit here and poke around with the light unit. Could be pretty cool to see if I can get this up and running. So here is the little light unit, and look at that. The optics is completely cracked. Damn, so that is probably why it's making such a bad image. Oh, that was a good idea, using painter's tape. Maybe I should move it a little bit more to the right. So look at that. This is a little bit better. I was trying to move this 0 on this galvanometer, but it can't move any more than this to the left. But it can move a lot more to the right. But let's try and power it up. No, let's just add a little bit of a signal to the galvanometer and see if it can move. Look what we got. This is 0.2 hertz. And there is a nice little spot moving. I think I managed to get the light more or less in the middle here. So I'm actually quite happy about this. This is really, really cool vintage stuff, isn't it? Oh, spot galvanometers. Oh, I love it. I can't really make it move anymore. It doesn't matter how much more I give it. It's not moving anymore. So maybe the magnet is getting weak. Yeah, or some mechanical. No, but if there's mechanical issues, well, you can't really have mechanical issues, right? Because the little moving mirror is suspended in some, like it's not touching, there's no bearings in a galvanometer like this. Of course we're gonna go and play with the time switch, right? Look, Or maybe we can remove the top so we can better see what is going on here. So it's somehow charging a spring activator system. So as you can see here, so when this, and then it falls down like that. But then this spring, look at that, is charged and then it hammers into the contact like this to give a very fast and accurate pulse. Yeah, I'm a little bit impressed about the mechanics here, really. And it still works. So it should be a period time of 1 second. And this is not what we see. It's running a lot slower. I mean, look at that. It says here, the period time should be 1 second. This is not 1 second at all. And there is no other way. I mean, this is a synchronized, it's a synchron motor, right? So it runs on mains frequency. And on the side of this unit, we also see 50 Hertz. So there's no way it can run at any other speed. But anyway, I think this is more or less all I could demonstrate on this funny old vintage wooden cased capacitor tester. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you had a little bit of fun. See you around. Bye bye.